G'day guys, another opportunity presented itself for me to check to see if I've done correctly or incorrectly. I've got these two side panels laid back to each other, and I've got them flush on the bottom here. If I check the sides here, that's flush there and that's flush at the top there. That tells me that even if they're both out of square, they're both out of square that way. I don't have one leaning this way and one leaning that way, because that's not great, because what happens is when I put the front and back panels on there, if they're both leaning opposite ways, the back panel has to twist to get to the other side. Whereas this way, if they're both leaning that way, for example, well, you still end up with a flat plane on the front and back panels. As it turns out, these are all square, and I already knew that this was all going to work anyway, so I'm going to put these aside for a minute and going to do some very, very boring work. Pun intended. So now that the boring work is completed, I need to quickly make a little box for a client, 150mm long, 80mm wide and 90mm deep, using this piece of Blackwood. This thing glued up, so that's just dry assembled at the moment with some rubber bands. All I need to do, if I can get it in camera angle right there, if I squeeze it there, if I squeeze it off square, I open up those joints and I can put glue into that joint and then roll it around, squeeze some glue into there, and I just keep going. Makes it easy to glue it up. Allow me to demonstrate. Oh, And because this is very thin material and the inside of this is completely unseen as far as I'm concerned, I'm just going to put these little wedge blocks in the corners there. I'll just glue them in there like that, just on the face there, and it'll make that joint very, very strong without having to do splines or anything like that. Not that splines would be a suitable option with such thin material. Plus they look like crap, to be honest. So let me get some glue. So now I just want to make sure the tops are pressed down tight, give it a bit of a wiggle, and because I've got so much glue inside there, I don't need to put any extra. You ever seen that guy on YouTube that blue tapes everything to stop glue squeeze out? He's crazy. You just need to let it squeeze out everywhere. So now I just press these corners in there, and that'll be good enough. And that's one box glued up. All the outside corners are looking good. It's probably square. Looking good. Now with these two boxes drying, I want to put them aside, and then I want to do some noisy work until the end of the afternoon, because at the moment it's about 3:30 in the afternoon now. So I want to make all the noise now so that I can work into the evening doing a bit of hand sanding, hand planing, hand work, marking out, whatever. So I've got these slats here that go along the front and back rows. I need to duck them to the accurate length. I'm going to duck them really good. And then I need to put a round over on all of this stuff, because these are all sharp edges at the moment. I prefer to mark these out first, but I want to make the noise first and then I'll mark them out, so I'll just mark out against a rounded edge. It's not that I can't do it, it's just that it's more awkward. So I'll do that. I'll duck them to length and then I'll round over them. Gotta duck the hell out of these things. Alright guys, I'm going to call it quits for the day. Bit of a change up today. I had to make up these couple of boxes, which look alright. This one's got a little bit of sapwood around the bottom. This one's more of a solid colour. Obviously it's the same piece of timber, it's just this was resawn on the more closer to the heart. More closer. And on that good English, I'll see you tomorrow. More closer.